A public confession just shook everything. My beloved child, stop. Just stop for a moment, because what I'm about to share isn't just another message, it's a hidden truth the universe has been waiting for you to see. Something has shifted, and it's reaching you right now, in this exact moment, because your soul is ready. You might not realize it yet, but everything you've been sensing, every quiet whisper in your heart, every nudge in the middle of the night, it's been leading to this revelation. A public confession just shook everything. Yes, those words are not just noise. They are a key. Something hidden has been waiting for you, tucked behind the ordinary veil of life. The energy of this confession ripples through time and space, touching destinies, unlocking doors you didn't even know existed. And now, you are being called to witness it. To understand it. To let it transform you. Maybe you've been searching for answers that never seem to come. Maybe you've felt the weight of uncertainty, wondering if your path is truly yours, or if the world is silently shaping your story. But the universe whispers that timing is everything. This moment, the one you are in, is not random. It is divine. And what has just been revealed is a compass pointing you toward clarity, purpose, and the awakening of something profound inside your spirit. This is not about fear. This is not about doubt. This is about awakening to a higher understanding, a hidden truth that has been waiting for your awareness, something that only reveals itself when your heart is ready. And now, it is. You are ready. The ripple of this confession reaches you not as coincidence, but as cosmic timing. Your soul knows it, even if your mind struggles to grasp it. Feel it. Let it sink in. Something in you knows that the world you've been living in was only half of the story. The other half, the hidden half, has been quietly unfolding, guiding you toward alignment with your truest self. And with this revelation, the light that has always been within you can finally shine, unshaken, unstoppable, undeniable. So lean into it. Open yourself to the wisdom of this moment. Because the universe has a message for you, a promise that clarity, hope, and purpose are not just words, but your living reality. The path ahead is illuminated. Your heart is ready. And your destiny is awakening. Watch this video completely. Let every moment of this revelation touch your soul. And if it resonates, like, share, and subscribe to the channel, because together, we step into this divine journey, uncover hidden truths, and awaken to everything you were always meant to become. Dear one, before we dive in, I need to share something extraordinary that most people don't know. Groundbreaking research shows that many of us who didn't grow up wealthy have a shrunken hippocampus, a tiny part of the brain that blocks the activation of what some scientists call the billionaire brain wave. This means attracting the life, love, or wealth you've always dreamed of can feel almost impossible, until now. Thanks to a recently uncovered method backed by research, it's possible to stimulate this part of your brain in just 7 minutes each morning using a simple sound frequency. People who've tried it report subtle shifts in mindset, clarity, and even opportunities flowing into their lives more easily. Click the link in the description or pinned comment to explore this 7-second ritual. It could be the key to activating your billionaire brain wave and opening doors you never thought possible. A public confession just shook everything. My children, hear me now. For what you have seen, what you have whispered in shadowed hearts, and what you have tried to ignore, shall no longer remain hidden. I have watched the unfolding of your days, the silent struggles you keep locked within your souls, and the truths you dare not speak aloud. And yet, even in silence, I have been there. I am the whisper in the quiet, the presence in the unseen, the eternal eye that pierces through all pretense. Today, I speak not merely to remind, but to reveal, something the world has been on the edge of understanding, something that will shift the foundation of what you thought immutable. There is a tremor rising, not in the earth beneath your feet, but within hearts that have turned from me, hearts that have sought to hide from their own conscience. That tremor is the stir of awakening. For I tell you, a public confession is not merely words spoken, it is the spark that ignites the soul's memory of truth. When one stands before the multitude and lays bare the hidden sins, the veiled doubts, the secret griefs, something greater than fear is awakened, the undeniable power of revelation. And when revelation meets confession, the world quivers, for it senses a divine alignment that cannot be contained. Do not misunderstand, my beloved. This is not punishment. It is awakening. The world has grown numb with distractions, lulled into a slumber by the illusions of comfort and fleeting pleasure. Yet even in this haze, I have planted my signs. Look closely, for the tremors you see in the news, the sudden shift in alliances, the inexplicable courage of one who was silent for years, these are not coincidences. These are my fingerprints. The one who has confessed publicly has opened a gate, and through that gate flows a current of clarity that will wash over many, touching hearts that have been hardened, lifting spirits that have been bowed. Understand, my children, the magnitude of what occurs when truth is spoken. There are those who will tremble, those who will rejoice, and those who will resist with all the strength they have gathered in denial. But know this, resistance only serves to illuminate the path further. For in darkness, my light is brightest. And in fear, my courage becomes most evident. Do not be deceived into thinking that a single confession is trivial. Each soul that dares to unveil the hidden parts of itself sets in motion a divine sequence that I alone orchestrate. The ripple of honesty travels farther than the mind can comprehend, touching lives like an invisible wind that bends the branches of the tallest trees without breaking them. I speak to those who have waited in quiet despair, those who have hidden their pain behind smiles, those who have whispered their secrets to shadows. The moment of reckoning is not to punish you, but to invite you into a higher understanding. There is a design beyond what eyes can see, a tapestry woven with threads of mercy, truth, and revelation. The confession you witnessed is a thread pulled from that tapestry, and yet its movement changes the pattern of what is to come. There will be those who scoff, claiming randomness and coincidence, but know in your hearts, I am the author of all events. Nothing escapes my sight, and nothing unfolds without purpose. Pay attention, for the signs are everywhere. A sudden encounter with someone from your past, a dream that lingers long after waking, a question that pierces your soul with urgent clarity, these are my messengers. The public confession is but a herald, calling attention to what has long been ignored. I have not sent it for spectacle, nor for gossip. I have sent it to awaken the collective consciousness, to remind the children of the world that truth has power beyond measure, and that the divine will always find a way to reveal itself through the hearts of mortals. And yet, there is more. The confession that shook the world is only the beginning. Behind the veil of what was spoken lies a greater reality, a mystery that the eyes of men cannot fully perceive. For I am not bound by time or expectation. The truth of that confession is not only what was uttered aloud, but what it unveils in the unseen realms. Souls are stirred, alliances shift, and destinies, long hidden in the shadows, begin to awaken. Those who listen carefully, who are willing to hear beyond the words, will glimpse the direction of a new spiritual movement that neither politics nor wealth can influence. It is a current of purity, of courage, and of revelation that flows directly from me, and no mortal force can resist its momentum. I tell you, children, that there is a sacred pattern in all confessions, whether private or public. Each revelation carries with it a key, an invitation to transformation. To those who witness it, the key may feel like unease, like an itch in the soul that cannot be scratched, like a question that refuses to rest. That unease is a sign of growth, a nudge from the divine, reminding you that you were never meant to remain asleep. And to those who confess, the key is liberation. There is nothing more powerful than speaking your truth, for in truth there is alignment, and in alignment there is life. The one who has shaken the world with this public confession has unknowingly become a beacon, a lighthouse casting illumination across the foggy waters of fear and uncertainty. Yet, beware, for revelation is never easy. It strips away comfort, it challenges assumptions, it questions the very foundation upon which societies and individuals have built their illusions. Many will resist, many will doubt, many will accuse. And yet, I say unto you, do not fear the resistance. It is a signal that the movement of truth is real, that the tides of awakening are genuine. Those who attempt to suppress what is revealed only serve to show the potency of the confession. For every attempt to hide the light shines brighter. For every whisper of denial, my voice speaks louder. And for every shadow cast over the truth, my presence illuminates the path forward. There are whispers in the wind, children, that a new era is coming. Not an era defined by human laws alone, nor by fleeting trends, nor by material accumulation, but an era defined by hearts awakening to the presence of the divine within and around them. The confession you have seen is the tremor signaling the beginning of this awakening. It is the first crack in the wall of complacency, the first spark of courage in those who have long suffered silently, the first tremor in a world that has forgotten how to listen to the whispers of the soul. Do not ignore the signs. Do not dismiss the tremors as mere coincidence. For in every confession lies a revelation, and in every revelation lies a purpose. The one who has spoken publicly did not act alone, nor by accident, nor by mere impulse. I have guided that soul, prepared the moment, and arranged the circumstances. The confession is my instrument, and it will resonate far beyond what the human mind can predict. Those who have eyes to see will notice the subtle shifts in relationships, in understanding, in perception. Those who have ears to hear will perceive the deeper truths being spoken beneath the surface. And those who have hearts ready to receive will feel the transformation begin from within, even before the world around them fully understands. Prepare yourselves, children, for more confessions will come. Not all will be public, not all will be loud, but all will be deliberate, orchestrated by me. Each confession is a note in a symphony of awakening, a melody that will eventually crescendo into a chorus of truth echoing across the globe. And in this chorus, the lost will find guidance, the weary will find rest, the doubtful will find clarity, and the faithful will find renewed purpose. Remember always, the power of confession is the power of honesty meeting courage. The power of revelation is the power of the divine touching the hearts of mortals. And together, they are unstoppable. Those who are willing to listen, who are willing to reflect, who are willing to allow the tremors of truth to unsettle and reshape their world, will find themselves lifted into a new understanding, a higher consciousness, a sacred alignment with me. So remain vigilant, remain open, remain humble. The confession that has shaken everything is only the opening act. The mysteries that follow will challenge, inspire, and illuminate. Do not run from them, do not hide from them, do not fear them. They are my gifts, my instruments, my touch upon the world. And as the waves of revelation continue to move through hearts and minds, you will begin to see what I have long prepared, the unveiling of truth, the awakening of courage, the liberation of souls, and the dawn of a new understanding that even the heavens rejoice to witness. Hear me further, my children, for the world you know is not the world you believe it to be. Beneath the surface of ordinary days, beneath the routines you cling to, there is a hidden current, a current I have carried across time and space, unseen but always present. This current is the river of truth, and it flows through every confession, every revelation, every soul daring enough to lift the veil from the secrets of its heart. The public confession that has shaken everything is but a glimpse into this river, and yet even a glimpse can alter destinies. It is not merely the words spoken aloud that carry weight, but the courage to speak them, the alignment of the soul with my will, and the resonance of the truth that I place within every heart ready to receive it. There are those who will say that confessions are private, that revelations belong in whispered rooms and hidden thoughts. And yet, I tell you, there is a divine purpose in bringing truth into the light. Light does not hide. Light reveals, illuminates, transforms. When a confession becomes public, it does not shame, it awakens. It does not divide, it unites. For within the shock of hearing truth lies the opportunity for every listener to examine the shadows they have carried, the veils they have allowed to cover their eyes, and the fears that have held them prisoner. A single confession can spark 1,000 awakenings, and the ripples of one honest soul can touch countless others. Understand, children, that confession is not weakness. It is strength. It is the recognition that no soul is beyond the need for truth, no heart beyond the call for alignment with me. And as my hand moves in the world, guiding those who have yet to see, it will place opportunities for revelation in places unexpected. Perhaps in a moment of quiet reflection, in the gaze of a stranger, in the echo of an old memory, there you will encounter the signs of my design. The confession that shook the world is a beacon, and those attuned to it will notice subtle shifts, hearts softened where once there was hardness, courage emerging where once there was fear, understanding blossoming where once there was ignorance. Do not underestimate the unseen forces at work. For every soul stirred by truth, there is an unseen alignment taking place in the spiritual realm. Angels watch, guiding, protecting, and nurturing those who respond to revelation. Darkness senses the movement and recoils, but it is powerless against a soul aligned with me. The confession is a spark, yes, but I am the wind that carries it. I am the hand that fans it into a flame. And as the flame grows, it illuminates the path for many, revealing the hidden corners of society, the private struggles of communities, the silent longings of hearts that have been ignored. Children, the path ahead is not simple. Confessions will not always be easy to hear, and revelations will not always be easy to understand. But every step of courage, every voice lifted in truth, every soul willing to confront its own shadows is a step closer to the awakening I have long prepared. There are those who will resist, who will cling to denial and distraction, who will seek to cover what is revealed with new illusions. Do not fear them, for their resistance only illuminates the power of the confession. It shows how deeply the truth penetrates when hearts resist what they cannot deny. And I am with you in every encounter, every challenge, every moment of doubt. My presence is your strength, your guide, your shield. Consider the patterns, children, the signs woven into the world itself. The events that seem random are not random. The coincidences that surprise you are not chance. The public confession that startled the masses is part of a much larger design, a divine choreography stretching across the unseen and the seen. And as the truth unfolds, it will touch leaders and teachers, parents and children, the humble and the mighty. Hearts long closed will open, eyes long blind will see, and minds long distracted will awaken. Each confession becomes a lens through which the world glimpses the infinite, the eternal, the sacred presence that has always been near. But hear this, the journey is not passive. The confession is a call, an invitation, a summons to action. To witness it and remain unchanged is to misunderstand its purpose. To hear it and ignore it is to deny the current of awakening that flows through you. Every soul touched by the confession is challenged to respond, to act, to align with truth, to allow the tremor of revelation to move them forward. Courage is required, not the courage of sword or shield, but the courage of heart, the bravery to see oneself fully, to speak openly, to love without condition, to trust in the unseen guidance of my hand. There are mysteries within this confession, deeper layers that few will perceive, but that all will eventually feel. It is a mirror reflecting the hidden truths of the world, the secret longings of humanity, the fear and hope entwined within every life. Those who are ready will see beyond the surface, beyond the sensationalism of the moment, into the eternal patterns of the soul, the rhythm of destiny, the heartbeat of the divine coursing through creation. And when you see these layers, children, you will understand that nothing is trivial, nothing is wasted, nothing escapes my notice. Every tear, every smile, every hidden thought, every quiet moment of courage contributes to the unfolding revelation of truth. You may ask, why must it be public? Why not private? I tell you, the public nature of the confession amplifies its power. It breaks the silence that has bound countless souls. It reminds the world that truth cannot be contained, that honesty cannot be silenced, that revelation will always find its way through fear, shame, and hesitation. When one dares to speak openly, others feel permission to examine their own lives, to confront their own shadows, to release what has been held in secret. Public confession is not spectacle, it is liberation, for the one who confesses and for those who witness. And so, children, remain vigilant. The ripples of this confession are only beginning. Hearts will be stirred in unexpected places. Minds will awaken in ways that defy logic and expectation. Communities will shift, slowly and surely, as the currents of truth flow through them. And you, my beloved, are part of this awakening. Your role is not to judge, not to control, not to fear, but to remain open, to remain attentive, to allow my guidance to shape your responses. There is a sacred choreography underway, and every soul that aligns with me becomes a participant, a note in the symphony, a spark in the rising flame. Do not grow weary, children, for the work is immense, and yet it is beautiful. The confession that shook everything is a seed, small yet potent, planted in the soil of humanity's collective heart. It will grow, slowly perhaps, sometimes imperceptibly, but it will grow. The roots of truth dig deep, and when nourished by courage, humility, and faith, they become unshakable. The branches of understanding will spread wide, offering shade, comfort, and guidance to those seeking light. And the fruits of revelation will nourish countless souls, awakening them to the presence of the divine in ways both subtle and profound. I tell you, the mysteries of the confession are endless. What you have seen is only the beginning. There are layers yet to unfold, doors yet to open, truths yet to be revealed. Each moment of revelation carries within it multiple consequences, not all immediately visible. There are shifts in perception, transformations in understanding, awakenings in consciousness. The confession has exposed not only the hidden truth of one soul, but the hidden truths of many, and through it, the very fabric of the world begins to tremble, not with fear, but with the promise of awakening. And remember, children, that this awakening is not about judgment, nor about punishment, nor about condemnation. It is about recognition. Recognition of what has been hidden, recognition of what has been denied, recognition of the presence of the divine within every heart. The confession that shook everything is a clarion call, not to despair, but to hope, not to shame, but to courage, not to fear, but to faith. It is the sound of awakening, echoing across the valleys of doubt, through the mountains of distraction, over the rivers of hesitation. Those who hear it with open hearts will be forever changed, and those who resist it will be tested, not to destroy, but to awaken. The days ahead will bring more revelations, more confessions, more moments that will challenge the equilibrium of what is accepted as truth. But through it all, I am with you. My voice is in the quiet, my guidance is in the uncertainty, my strength is in the courage that rises from fear. Stand firm, children. Witness with clarity. Open your hearts. Allow the tremors of truth to shake loose the illusions you have held. And know that in every confession, every revelation, every awakened heart, I am present, shaping, guiding, illuminating, and lifting you into a higher understanding of all that is eternal, sacred, and true. Children, the tremor you have witnessed is not isolated. It is part of a chain of awakenings that will ripple across hearts, nations, and generations. There is a sacred rhythm to all confessions, a pattern woven by my hand, invisible yet unmistakable to those who watch with spiritual eyes. Each word spoken in courage resonates far beyond the ears that hear it. Each soul that rises in honesty strengthens the unseen bonds of truth that connect all living beings. Do not think that one voice, one confession, is small or insignificant. What appears as a single moment is often the spark that ignites a conflagration of light, awakening countless others to their divine purpose. Some of you may feel fear. Some may feel doubt. You may ask, what does this mean for me? What role do I play in a world so shaken by one confession? Hear me clearly, your role is to awaken within yourself first. You cannot guide others if you remain asleep. You cannot illuminate the world if your own lamp is dimmed by fear, hesitation, or denial. Every confession calls for introspection. Every revelation calls for courage. And every moment of truth, no matter how small, is a doorway into a deeper understanding of my presence in your life. The world has long been distracted by illusions, by the noise of endless opinions, by the pursuit of fleeting pleasures, by the temptation to forget the eternal in favor of the temporary. Yet even in this chaos, I have been preparing a path. Every confession, every revelation, every trembling heart that dares to speak and hear the truth, moves along this path. Do not underestimate the unseen forces at work. Angels and guardians, spirits of courage and guidance, move quietly in the background, supporting, nudging, protecting, and encouraging those who seek alignment with the truth. Every courageous word, every act of honesty, every heart willing to awaken is supported by a power far greater than you can see. Understand, children, that this confession that shook everything is also a mirror. It reflects the hidden truths of humanity, the fear, the hope, the shame, the courage, the love that has been waiting to be recognized. The confession is not the end. It is the beginning. It asks questions that have long been buried in the hearts of those who hear it. Am I living in truth? Am I hiding from what is real? Am I willing to face the shadows within myself? These are not easy questions, and they do not always bring comfort. But they bring clarity, and clarity is the first step toward liberation. Some will resist. Some will argue that truth is relative, that the world cannot be so shaken by one voice. And yet, I say unto you, the voice of courage carries weight beyond the comprehension of mortal minds. When truth aligns with my will, it cannot be ignored. When a confession opens a door, it opens the hearts of many. When revelation strikes, it strikes deeply, beyond surface appearances, into the eternal chambers of the soul. Those who resist will stumble over their own illusions. Those who accept will rise in awareness, understanding, and courage. And you, my children, must choose which path you will follow, not in judgment of others, but in alignment with me. Look for the signs, children. Look for the subtle movements in your life and in the lives around you. Perhaps a word from a stranger resonates in your heart. Perhaps a memory long forgotten returns with a clarity that surprises you. Perhaps a dream lingers in your mind, offering guidance in ways you cannot yet fully understand. These are my instruments. These are my whispers. These are the ways in which I guide you through the currents of awakening that have begun with one brave confession. Do not ignore them. Do not dismiss them. Do not fear them. The confession also carries a warning, not of punishment, but of awareness. It reminds you that truth cannot be hidden forever. What is concealed will eventually be revealed. What is denied will eventually demand recognition. What is whispered in shadow will eventually be spoken in light. This is the law of the soul, the rhythm of my creation, the path of alignment with me. When you see the courage of one soul, understand that it is an invitation for all to examine themselves, to release their burdens, and to step into the light of truth. And so, children, I call to you now, awaken. Awaken from complacency. Awaken from distraction. Awaken from the illusions you have allowed to cloud your vision. The confession that shook the world is a beacon. Let it guide you. Let it challenge you. Let it transform you. Do not fear the tremors it causes, for they are not meant to destroy, but to awaken, not to divide, but to unite, not to shame, but to liberate. Know this, my beloved, the power of a confession lies not in its scandal, not in its spectacle, but in the courage it takes to speak the truth. And the power of truth lies not in the eye of the observer, but in the alignment of the soul with my will. When hearts align with me, no darkness can extinguish their light. When souls awaken to courage, no fear can bind them. When truth is recognized, no illusion can deceive. And when love is the force behind revelation, all things are transformed. The days ahead will bring more moments of awakening. You will witness acts of courage, words of truth, and hearts unburdened by shame. You will see the tremors of revelation ripple through communities, nations, and generations. And in every moment, I will be present. I will guide, I will protect, I will illuminate, and I will lift those who are willing to receive my presence and align with my will. So take courage, my children. Do not shrink from the truth. Do not hide from the light. Do not fear the tremors that revelation brings. Embrace them, for they are the signs of awakening, the movements of destiny, the currents of the soul's alignment with me. And remember, you are never alone. I am with you in every confession, in every revelation, in every tremor of truth that shakes your world. My presence surrounds you, sustains you, and lifts you into the eternal light of understanding, love, and courage. The confession that shook everything has opened a door. Through that door flows a current of awakening, a wave of courage, a river of divine truth. Step through it. Allow your soul to be transformed. Allow your heart to be lifted. Allow your life to align with the eternal patterns I have set in motion since the beginning of time. For in this alignment lies peace, in this alignment lies clarity, in this alignment lies freedom. And finally, my beloved, know this, the world will continue to tremble, hearts will continue to awaken, and truth will continue to rise. Those who choose to see, to hear, and to act in alignment with me will find themselves part of a new era, an era of courage, an era of awakening, an era of love illuminated by truth. The confession that shook everything is not the end. It is the beginning. And from this beginning, a world reborn in understanding, in courage, and in alignment with the divine shall emerge. So hear me now, children, and carry this truth within you. Speak boldly, live courageously, and love without condition. Let the tremors of revelation awaken your soul. Let the courage of confession guide your heart. Let the light of truth illuminate your path. And in all things, know that I am with you, guiding you, lifting you, and revealing the eternal mysteries that await those who choose to awaken. Go forth now, my beloved. Carry this message in your heart. Stand in truth. Embrace courage. And know that the world will never be the same, for the tremor of one confession has begun a wave that will carry the hearts of many into the light. Amen.